84 degrees at 5 o'clock. I'm Bud Michigan. Here's what's happening. Our City Summer Streets program resumed today on Staten Island and in Queens. Police in the Bronx investigating a fatal stabbing. Med pitcher Senga is now out for the year with a calf injury one day after making his season debut last night at Citi Field. Speculation growing on who Vice President Harris will tab as a running mate. And Tom Cruise is honored in France. Sports, the Mets now trailing Atlanta 2-0 in the fourth inning at Citi Field. The Yankees take on the Red Sox tonight at Fenway. The Red Bulls host Toronto tonight. Plenty of Olympics action today, and tonight Team USA has won its first gold at the Olympics in the men's 4x100 freestyle relay. That's 5 medals total for the Americans so far. Wins News Time 5:01. That's time for traffic and transit with Russ Meyer.
To the Bronx and some slowdowns on the Deegan. This is southbound on the Deegan coming in towards the Macomb Dam Bridge. I'm looking right now at our 1010 West Jam Cam at a minor accident, but an accident nonetheless. The left lane is partially blocked, and that is going to snarl traffic a bit. If you're going with the Bruckner, that is doing pretty well this afternoon, but you will have slowdowns northbound for the Bruckner interchange up towards the Westchester Avenue exit, and also on the crosswalk that is westbound from White Plains Road on out to the Deegan and the GWB. And finally, I want to mention the Deegan that's a little bit norther up. Got a long stretch of slow traffic from Van Cortlandt Park pretty much all the way down to Yankee Stadium in addition to that accident I mentioned. Also, here's what you need to know about the bridges and tunnels. 45 to 50 minutes for the GWB and that inbound Lincoln backed up to around the New Jersey Turnpike, and skip about a half hour, also about 35 minutes for the inbound Holland tunnel, while the Lincoln and Holland about 10 to 15 minutes into New Jersey. And also a look at Long Island showing no issues for the LIE Northern State or Southern State. The support is sponsored by Nickelodeon Universe and American Dream. I'm Russ Meyer, next to board 511, 1010 wins on 92.3 FM.
I took it out. I didn't break it. I snapped it out.
SpongeBob's 25th anniversary. From live shows and jellyfish
So,
discount days to surprise.
I cleaned it up.
You won't want to miss this party. Now through August 2nd. Tickets available at AmericanDream.com. New York's Summer Streets program resumes today.
Let me go.
City streets turning into car-free zones for pedestrians and cyclists. It started with street closures and celebrations on Staten Island and along the Queens waterfront. The DOT Commissioner Idanis Rodriguez earlier today.
Where you will see a Caribbean dancing music from Asia, a European dancing in salsa, or a Latino dancing, through the percussion that someone from Mali, from Ghana, from Congo, they can come to perform.
This program runs on Saturdays through August 24th in all 5 boroughs. Police are investigating a fatal stabbing in the Bronx. They say they got the 911 call at about 7 a.m. this morning about a dispute in the Longwood section of the Bronx. They found a man with a stab wound to the torso, pronounced dead later at a local hospital. No arrests at this time. 15-year-old boy was found dead on subway tracks in Far Rockaway.
It was a 911 call that brought the police and EMS to the scene. The body of a boy was found on the elevated subway tracks at Beach 90th Street in Far Rockaway. The 15-year-old male had severe head trauma. The medical examiner said he was already dead. Now an autopsy will be done to determine how and why he died. The police suspect he might have been subway surfing, but they haven't confirmed that yet.
All right, there you go.
Last September, the MTA had a safety campaign to warn young people about the dangers and risks of subway surfing. So far this year,
I was eating a sandwich, I guess.
Subway surfing.
So I didn't shave, of course. So, they get a little stuff on there.
Beach 90th Street in Far Rockaway.
News time 5:04. Some vegetables sold at some Walmart and Aldi stores in our area have been recalled over concerns about listeria. They were sold under the Weir's Farm label, as well as no label at all, bagged and unbagged, and include various peppers, green beans, cucumbers and squashes, cilantro, and mustard greens. There have been no illnesses or complaints reported, but the items have been recalled out of what the company calls an abundance of caution. There's also been a recall of boar's head, liverwurst, and deli meats. Stop and Shop closed all of its delis yesterday for deep cleaning. Removed all of the recalled products.
All right,
and all other open deli meats and cheeses that could have been sliced or prepared in the same area. The listeria
So this is the new XHDATA D-220. So it has 2 FM bands, FM1, FM2, and medium wave and shortwave. Of course, the shortwave band. Let me just let me see it right there. Hopefully, it can focus. Okay, it's focused right in there. Man, this focus is really bad. Oh my god. Anyway, shortwave is from 5 point. There you go, 5.6 megahertz up to 22 megahertz. So it's not the complete shortwave band. Of course, it's a pocket radio, so there's no single sideband. Before anybody asks me that, please, it's a pocket radio. It's not you know. Medium wave, of course, is from 520 to 1730. I know somebody already asked me if this does. Is there a switch between 9 kilohertz and 10 kilohertz? No, there is no switch for that. This is if they put up to 1730, you can assume that this is 10 kilohertz spacing. Okay. Although they sent me this a few weeks ago. Although when he did contact me, I think they were going to release it for Europe first. Although I saw it on Amazon last night, and it's listed at $15.98 there. So, but it works fine for me. I mean, I've been listening to. I had it on last night. I was listening to a few medium wave stations, and then of course you just heard 1010 wins. So seems to be working fine. Okay, so this is the new. So it should be available officially, according to Amazon, August 1st. August 1st. Exactly. What can you expect for $16? Exactly. And it has a nice little kickstand here, as you can see. It has a nice little kickstand. And takes 2 AA batteries. Okay, has a little earphone jack right there, earphone jack. Pretty simple radio, some pocket radio. The antenna, let me plug the antenna. You can see the antenna. Want to be careful with the antenna. Now the antenna just goes up. It doesn't swivel. There is no swiveling the antenna because it's a pocket radio. At least this one has an antenna. The CC Pocket does not have the CC Pocket does not have an external antenna, by the way. It has an internal antenna. Because I have the CC Pocket. I should have brought it out here to compare it with, but I don't have it. What other radio I have here that I can compare it? Okay. I don't have the CC Pocket down here, but I do have the Sony ICFP26. As you can see, about the same size, except that this one has shortwave. This one does not have shortwave. Okay. And this one does have an antenna, as you can see right there. It's actually outside. And this one does swivel. And it's a little thicker, the Sony one. ICFP26. Okay. So there's a Sony one. And then, of course, it's the XHDATA D-220. So the antenna does not swivel. It just goes up. Okay. And then, of course, when you put it in there, it goes back in there. So it looks like a nice pocket radio for, like, if you go to the ball game. You know, you go to a ball game, you can take this with you, put your little headphone in there and listen to the ball game while you're at the park, at the stadium, whatever, or football game, whatever, if you pick it up in a local sporting event. It's pretty good. And it's $15. I don't know if they're going to have a sale on it. It might be cheaper. I don't know. But that's the list price that I saw on Amazon. $15.98. So it's not official yet, the price, but it's already listed on Amazon. So, and they have 3 colors. Okay, this is the yellow one. They have an olive green color, and they have a gunmetal, like gray gunmetal. I call it gunmetal. It's like a gray. That one looks nice too. But I want a yellow one because I don't have too many yellow radios. This is actually it's my 3rd yellow radio. I have this one. I have the D-220, which is yellow, and I also have the Motorola, the FRS, the 2 headsets. Those are yellow also. What the hell, dude? What's going on? So those are I have 3 yellow radios. So there you go. I'll leave it right here so you can see, kind of see. Okay, this is too bright. Okay. Hey, hello, David's Radio Room. Yeah, you're the first one here today. And Paul VT Radio. Yeah, you're number 2. Exactly, David's Radio Room. What can you expect for $16? These are just tools that I took up to the roof. Actually, not to the roof, and then I went outside. I showed you guys yesterday the new end-fed antenna. I already installed it outside. So I got to shoot a video on that. But I was testing it earlier with FT8. Seems to be working well. Although conditions are not the best right now for 10 meters. So this is the old one. So I took this one off. I took this one off now. So I put the new one. And that one is a 1 to 64. It says listed as Balin, but it's an Unin, I guess. Because it only has one. It's an end-fed. It only has one connection. See, this one has 2. It's a Balin. So that one, I don't know why they listed as a Balin, but it's really an Unin. So I installed that one today, and I tested it earlier. So this one is going to go back on the shelf for now. I may use this one on a later date on another setup. Don't know yet. I also have a couple of other news. I did order a new rig. So originally I was going to go with the ICOM IC7300. And I was like, and that's a very good radio. Don't get me wrong, it's a very good. As a matter of fact, out of the ones that I finally decided, that one has the best display. I'm gonna put all this. I'm gonna announce it right now. That one has the best display. However, I was looking at the one that Jill's has. Again, that one has a nice display too. And that one is the FTDX10. And then I stumbled upon a video thanks to Ham Radio Concepts. I don't have to link this channel, but you know who he is. Ham Radio Concepts. And there was one that I overlooked, and it's a lot of people love this rig. It is the Yaesu FT991A. Excuse me, Alpha. And I looked at it. I looked at the video with an open mind. I said, compared to the Icon 7300, he had a video that he compared it to, and not really comparison, but like his not a technical, but I'm gonna break it down to you why I bought that radio. I put an order on it last night. So that's gonna be my new rig, the Yaesu FT991A. It's a 100-watt transceiver. And here's the beauty of this one. It is HF, of course, VHF, UHF, right? So that's already, wow. Just like the FT818ND, it's a what is it? C4 FM. It has C4 FM, which is like wow. Now, for those for those of you that don't know what C4 FM is like DMR. It's like DMR. It's the Yaesu proprietary uh digital radio, digital radio. Okay, I've been playing around with DMR. I have a hotspot with a Baofeng. I have made contacts on DMR. So now with this rig, I can make contacts, also digital contacts, with either connect to the repeater that has C4 FM, or this one can do also system fusion or C4 FM. So I can connect to the hotspot, and I'm talking anybody around the world on digital with the Yaesu rig that I'm gonna have here. So it's the best of both worlds. It's 100 watt. Actually, he called it a shack in a box, and I agree with him. And that's the one I pulled the trigger on. It cost me $1,250 and change, total cost with the taxes and all that. I bought it from Gigaparts. I ordered it from Gigaparts. It was the best price out of all the places. So Gigaparts has the best price. I was very close to the Icon IC7300, but that one is only HF and 6 meters. Okay, the Yaesu is HF. I think it's also 6 meters. It's HF 6 meters, VHF, UHF, and digital system fusion C4 FM, which is that won me over because I'm getting into the digital. I'm into that digital DMR, and now so now I have, out of the big three, I have two out of the big three now. I have DMR, the Baofeng. Now I have the Yaesu, which has C4 FM. If I ever get an ICOM in the future, like a handheld, of course that one's gonna be D-Star. And I got all three, which is pretty cool. So right now I got 2 out of the 3. Because I was dabbling, I was looking into a handheld for Yaesu. And they're not cheap. They're the cheapest one I saw was like $150 for system fusion. But this one is the rig. So while I'm eventually gonna get my general, I can use that rig for, of course, I could do my FTA, right? I could also do my VHF, UHF on it as a technician right now, excuse me. But also I can do system fusion or C4 FM, which is big. That's another one. That's what won me over. And that's why I bought that one. I pulled the trigger on that one. It should be here in a few days. When I get it, when I receive it, I will do an unboxing on it. And yeah, I'm very excited about that because I sold off some Bitcoin a couple of days ago, and I would say I'm gonna buy a new rig. So I was very close to the Icon IC7300. Out of the 3 that I mentioned, it has the most beautiful display. But the display alone is not what's going to win me over. I'm sorry. The display is nice. I have a G90. It's not the greatest display in the world, but I love my G90. So the display is not as beautiful as it is. And it's bigger. For I'm not visually impaired yet, but if I'm used to the G90, that Yaesu is going to be like 55-inch screen. So. Right now I do have the NFET. That's the one I'm going to use. What I'm going to do is I'm probably going to be run another cable there, and if I'm going to, that one is going to be probably in the basement here. So when I'm going to use that one, I'll just connect the cable and that's it. If I'm in the second floor, I'm still going to use the G90, but I want that rig here. So yeah, I already have an antenna, and I'm also thinking about putting up another antenna for that one exclusively. But right now, I may put this one up in another location and do like an inverted V, or a dipole, or off-center dipole or something. So, I got room for that. At least a dipole. I can see myself putting an off-center dipole, or an inverted V, or an inverted L. One of the three with this one. Or if I like that onion that I bought really well, really good, I may just get another one, because that one was only $39. It was $43 total. The one that I know you wasn't here yesterday on the live stream, so let me go on Amazon and show you the one that I have bought. It's out there. I'm gonna make a video on it probably tomorrow, and you'll see the. So let me go to the. I can show you at least a picture of the one that I have outside now, that replaced this one. So let me go to my orders. And it's right here. Let me move the stuff out the way. I got stuff all over. I got a mess here today. And this is the stuff I got to bring. I had to, because I got to clip this on. Right now it's holding a couple of tie wraps are holding it. But I had to, look for that. I have to organize here a little bit. Okay, move this over here, Danny. Let's clean up your station here. Yeah. Spindle Twister 344. Hey, Danny. That's a good radio to get the toddlers. And well, my son is not a toddler, but I have bought him another radio. He has the yeah, and that's true. You're right about that, because when I was 10, 9 or 10, when I was at my son's age right now, my mother bought me a transistor radio, that was my first radio. It was a green transistor radio. And that did get me into like the radio hobby. So, I may just buy another one of these and give him this one. I said, Sanjay, hey, if you're going to listen to the radio, hey, just put this on. And you have it on the computer, he's playing. So, yeah, you're right. You're right. A radio like this will be nice just for, kids' first radio. Because this one seems to be well built. Except for the kickstand. I think if you drop this, I think the kickstand will fly off. But the rest of the radio seems to be well built. So yeah, that's a good point. That's a good point there. Okay, let me move this over here, because I got to put the camera over here. And so this is the one that I bought and I received it yesterday. I already put it up on the. It's up. It's right now. It's hooked up to the wire. Okay, I don't want this antenna to fall. Let me scroll down. Okay, right there. Right up, right. There you go. So that's the one that I received yesterday. I already hooked it up today. I tested it out. It seems to be working well. I was on 10 meters for a little bit, but it was 10 meters is kind of dead right now. But I saw a couple of people on, and then I was just listening on 20 meters, and it was it was working fine. So it's working. I got to work. It's working fine. So now what I got to do is, of course, I was gonna test it a little bit more, and then what I'll do is I'll probably solder the. Right now I don't have it soldered. I need to solder the wire to that. We take that eyelet out and solder that into the wire, and then put it back there, and that's it. And then the up there, I have a couple of carabiners here that I need to. I just showed you where the hell I put them at. See, I have a couple of them that I wanna clip that onto the. This one is a little too thick, unfortunately. I want to tell you this one's more stronger. So, So right now that's replacing the balun that you just saw. Okay. Now if I like this one, I make another one of these. Or a second one. Run another end fed to another area of the yard or something. Or try using this one. Where is it? Where did I just put it at? Oh, up here. Have this one for uh, dipole something yet to be. I mean, it works fine. It's just that remember I had the speaker wire on the other side of it. But what happened was we had a storm a few weeks ago, and the speaker wire just snapped off. So I decided, you know what? I didn't want the other wire anyway. It was too much because it was working fine. Like the original end fed with a long wire was working fine. So I want to replicate that with this one, with this new one. I don't want the two wires. I just want one because it worked fine. So I went back to that. So that wire, I just bundled it up and put it back on that side, the speaker wire. And I'm gonna use that for maybe listening or clip it into a radio or something. Because the one that I'm gonna throw up there in the tree is gonna be probably higher, maybe even a vertical or something. I have to figure something. But I won't do that until the fall, until all the leaves are down, and then I'll see what I do with that one. So for the meanwhile, what I'll do is I'll run another wire to that new onion, and I can just and put the, I'll switch back and forth for now. Because I'm gonna be most of the time down here when I'm up there. I notice that you know not as much as opposed to when I have the rig here, and eventually maybe I'll just not take that just keep it here, just keep the line here because I have another the one that the LMR 40 that the LMR 400 that I took off from the MFJ 86 on the roof, that one now, that's a spare wire now. So I can use that one. I can reroute that one and bring it to the basement to there. So I have that. If needed, I'll get a new one. If I need a new wire. Maybe LMR 240 or something like that. I don't know. If I need it. But I have. For now. So that's the deal. I'll show you. Let me show you the. Let me show you. Come on. Let me go to. Anyway, of course I didn't buy it from Amazon, but I'm gonna show you the one from Amazon, as you can see. Just a picture. So that's the one that I ordered. I ordered from Gigaparts. Actually, I should put on. Let me put the one from. Let me put the other image. Let me put the other image. This one is. Let me see. Anyway, I put on Gigaparts. So right now, I'm just going to show you the text. See, it says HF, of course, 6 meters, right? 2 meters, 70 centimeter. But also, of course, right here, with the USB and all that, it supports, as you can see, and then C4 FM. Right there, C4 FM. And I already saw a few videos on there, how to set it up. It's very easy to set up. Very easy to set up when you want to talk digital. So when conditioning is not that good and you just want to make a contact, I don't know what local repeater around here does have System Fusion. I'm going to look it up. But it doesn't matter to me because I have a hotspot. I have a hotspot that does that. So I can use my hotspot. I can just connect to my hotspot and I'm talking around the world digital. And this is the rig right here. Okay. So this is the one that I ordered. Now, is the display as beautiful as the ICOM IC7300? No, the ICOM IC7300 display is beautiful. But I didn't want to rig just for the display. No. So this one does every mode that I want to do with it. So when I get my general, of course, it's going to be my HF rig. But right now, VHF, UHF, I can use it. I can use it on 10 meters. And I could also do my digital on VHF, UHF. And even on 10 meters, I can do digital also. There is digital on 10 meters. I didn't know that you can talk. And this one, I can do it with this one, which is pretty cool. So I'm very excited about that. And it's, it costs less than the other two. Actually, no, the ICOM, I'll take that back. This one costs slightly more than the ICOM IC7300 by $100. That's it, $100 difference. That's it. The Yaesu FT DX10 is another $300 or $400, I believe. But I really wanted the VHF UHF, and what really won me over was the C4 FM. And that really won me over with this radio. That's a big deal. If you were to just get a handheld, that is C4 FM only, you're looking at a minimum of $200. If you're lucky, I seen one for $150, but no, this one already has it included, so I don't have to buy that handheld. By the way, this is portable also. Has a handle on the side. There's a handle. This can be portable. It has a kickstand. There's a kickstand on this, so this is portable. This is considered portable. Is almost the size of the ICOM IC7300. It's a little longer by an inch or so, I believe. But this is considered a portable, believe it or not. Although it's not going to be a portable for me. It's going to stay right here. But yeah, very excited. Auto tuner. Of course, it has auto tuning. So I don't need a tuner. I don't need a tuner for this. You can see the back of it. That's the back of it. You see, you got your VHF, UHF, and you have your HF and 6 meters right there, which is pretty cool. And of course, FTA, USB. I can use that guy. USB has a sound card built in. So if FTA, once the USB driver is installed, that's it. So this one out the box, I'm off and running on FTA with this one. All right. So this one fits all my needs. Of course, you know, linear and all that stuff there, tuner and all that stuff. Of course, you know, you got your, yeah. So yeah, you're okay. And Paul, let me see. Yeah, I read that. Okay. Yeah, let me see, Paul. Excuse me. No, let me drink some water. Sorry. Give me a minute. Sorry. Paul, that's a pretty looking radio. It is. It is. I really weighed the 3 out. And I don't know what this is. Yeah, okay. So there you go. Multicolor phone. See, all that there. And of course, I got a video here. I don't know what the video does. No, that's it. Okay, I'm not gonna play that video. That's Ham Radio Concept talking about. I already seen these videos on YouTube. Okay, so let me go back here. Yeah, so this is the rig that I ordered from Gigaparts. It should be here by maybe Tuesday. And then when I receive that, I'll make an unboxing. I'm gonna go ahead and order a power supply. For this rig, you need at least a 30 amp power supply. That should be sufficient. So I'm looking around for one right now. I'm looking at the Just Verdi one. There's a couple of power supplies I'm looking at. So 30 amp power supply, that's the one I'm looking at. There is one that's a 50 amp power supply that was on. It was a good price for a while, but that one went up in price now. I think the Just Verdi now is like $169 or something, which is still a good price. Don't get me wrong, but I don't need 50 amps. All I need is 30, because I think the most that this rig will pull out is about 21, 22 amp maybe. Yeah, at the which is I believe is I'm trying to remember if it's single sideband at 100 watts. Is it single sideband at 100 watts, or is it digital FT8 at 100 watts? I forgot which one. Anyway, yeah, I think the most is 22 amps. So 31 amp power supply is sufficient for this one. So we're talking about $100, maybe under $100, if I shop around for, because I don't want to get a cheap one either. I want to get something that's not gonna be noisy. All right. And Paul VT Radio, my Kenwood TS 590 SG recently stopped putting out full power. It may have to go back to Kenwood for repairs. Okay. My TS 590 SG has built-in sound. I actually even looked at that. I looked at a Kenwood, but the prices, well, yeah, I was like, nah, because I wanted to stay within a certain price range. I think the one that was really close, the one that was really very close to getting was the Icon IC 7300. It's just, it's an icon. It doesn't, but I went down that rabbit hole with this one, and even though this one, the display is not an icon display, but I said, you know what? For the functionality that this one does, and also it's very simple. You don't even need to read the manual. You can use this right out the box. Basically, right out the box. Excuse me. Basically, you can use this one right out the box. You'll be off and running. You don't need to. You go back to the manual for all the bells and whistles. You know what I mean? So this one is going to be, as soon as I receive it here, I got to set up a spot for it. I'm going to reroute that. I'm going to put another cable to the end fed. I'm going to be off and running on this one. And then, of course, until I get my general, I'll be doing my 10 meter stuff. Of course, VHF, UHF, and of course, digital voice, excuse me. C4 FM. I could do C4 FM on this one. I could listen to, they have something called Wires X. It's pretty cool. And of course, I already have a hotspot. So if I can't find a local repeater that has that, I could always go to my hotspot for that. So, and it was a total of $1,252 and change, which is a very good price for what you get on this radio. That is a very good price. That is a very good price. I was like, man, I got to get, because if I didn't get this one, I would have got the ICOM. If I would have got the ICOM, I always had this one in the back of my mind. I would have been like, man, but this one has so much more that I can do. And I wouldn't probably want to get this one again. Want to get this one after that. So I said, you know what? I'll get this one first. If I want the ICOM in the future, so be it. But this is my first. Well, my first one is the Zygo. Well, the Yates one, then the Zygo. So there you go. All right. So, so yours has a built-in sound card. Okay, Paul, BT Radio. Right now, I'm back to using my crusty old Kenwood TS2000X. Okay. Elmer Timerhang, welcome and hello. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, FT991A is a great radio. I have it and do not regret it. Cool. The FT991A is also a great. Yeah, exactly. That's what I mentioned. That this is also a portable radio. As big as it is or whatever, it is a portable. It does have a handle, and it is a portable. So yeah, it is a great field radio. And Paul got to go. Time for dinner. Okay, and bon appetit. Enjoy your meal. So there you go. So now I'm gonna look for a power supply for it. I'll get it within the next day or so. I'm looking at a 30-watt power supply. And basically, that's what I'm 30 amp. Excuse me, 30. I said 30 watt. 30 amp. 30 amp power supply. So there's a few that I'm looking at. So you have this radio, Elmer. So yeah. So Ham Radio Concepts, really, when he broke down this radio for me, and I was like, man, what sold me over was the C4 FM. That really sold me. That this is the C4 FM. I was like, wow, I could do system fusion on this. Because I'm already dabbling with DMR. All right? Let me bring it over. Let me bring my about that. See, Elmer was the one that taught me about digital. Elmer was the one that he made that video about digital radio. Digital voice radio, excuse me. It's called digital voice radio. I went down that rabbit hole with Glam Ham, and then I finally bought me a DMR radio. Then I tried to do the Open GD77 thing. Didn't work. I always wanted a hotspot. Then I bought me the hotspot. And I'm enjoying this. I'm having fun with this. And of course, I will be going after my general soon. I'm enjoying the summer. After the summer, now that I got this radio, I'm definitely gonna get gotta get that general. And then that one, the C4 FM, which is the other one. Elmer Time made a great video on it after the stream. I'm gonna put a link to his video that he breaks down all three of them: DMR, C4 FM or System Fusion, and D Star. So when he said that this one the C4 FM, and I looked it up, I was like, wow. So I can actually, so 2 out of the 3 now digital voice modes I can do, or the major ones. Excuse me, the major ones. So I can do DMR with this hotspot. By the way, this hotspot supports all three. All three. It supports all three. So I can connect with DMR, talk on whatever, talk group 91, the Brightmeister network, or I can connect here and talk on, they have the when you go, I know I'm not familiar with it, but I saw a brief setup about it. Once you connect to it, what it does is it'll show you what talk groups. You can download like the talk groups, and it'll show you how many people are in the talk group, which is pretty cool. It does it all on the display. So if I want to go to the main one, I think the main one is the All QSO, whatever it's called, All QSO. I can go in there and boom, make contacts on digital voice, C4 FM. I keep calling it C4 FM or System Fusion. Also, connect to a repeater, same thing, boom, which is pretty cool. I like that. I like that rig has C4 FM. I like that. I like that feature. And C4 FM is not only for VHF, UHF. There is C4 FM even on HF, which I didn't know. So I saw a couple of videos on there. I believe it was 11 meters. Was it 11 meters? Oh, by the way, receiving 30 kilohertz. Of course, 30 kilohertz all the way up to 30 megahertz. Then you have 50 megahertz. Then I believe, I don't know, this model does it. I think it's 70 megahertz. I don't think this the model that's not that. I think that's the European version of Japanese version. But then you got VHF, UHF. And by the way, also you can listen to the air band, and I believe also the no weather band. You can listen on this. I believe 160. I think it's from 164 megahertz receiving. So yeah, you can listen to the no. I can listen to the weather band on this too. It's like wow. So it blew me away. I was like, it's like wow. I know the air band. They even have a button for the air band. When you go into the menu, you hit air band, you're in the air band, which is really cool. This is I was when I went through that rabbit hole and I started watching it, I said, man, FT991A is gonna be my rig. That's it. You coming home with daddy. And hello, Bobby. WA5107SWL, Morgan City, Louisiana, USA. Yeah, Airband, right? I know Airband because they got when you go in the menu, the bands, Airband. I was like, what? What right there, Airband? Boom. And then you can tune up to from that Airband to 164 megahertz. So that means the weather band, NOAA, because it's NOAA, which is cool. It's like wow. And also in there, I believe if it's continuous, you can probably hit MERS. This really is like a jackknife of all that. It's like this is like the jackknife. This radio is a jackknife. Yeah, and exactly, my radio DX. And hello, my radio DX. Yeah, AMD. Yeah, because this goes down to 30 kilohertz. So so I'm gonna hook this up to the end fed when that's why I gotta clear all this out. I gotta put a table. I'm gonna move all this around next couple of days. That rig is gonna be right here. This screen might be over here. I may move this around a little bit, but that rig is gonna be right near these. And yeah, it's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Gonna have fun, man. Gonna have fun. This is all about having fun. I sold some of that Bitcoin. I had to sell some of that Bitcoin to get this rig. So you know what? And Bitcoin is going up. It's at 68,000. So I'm like, yeah, it goes to the moon. But I can't wait. I can't wait till Christmas for this radio. I need this radio now. I need this radio to motivate me to get my general. Now I got to get my general. That's it. So for the full capabilities of the radio, yeah, go get the general. Elmer Time. Yes, yeah, so I'm going to put the link to your Elmer Time. The Elmer Time breaks down each digital voice mode, DMR, and now I'm going to have C4 FM on this one, and the icon one is D-Star. So now I can do DMR, and now I can also do C4 FM with that rig, which is very exciting. So that's pretty cool. So it should be here by Tuesday. I'm looking forward now for a power supply. Yeah. No opening. Yeah, exactly. So let me read all these comments here. 14 people watching, 14 likes. Thank you for watching. Elmer Time, all band, all mode, plus digital modes, full power, constant graph, multiple adjustable audio filters. DNR for $1,200. Yeah, $1,250. I paid $1,250. $1,252 and change. Total price. Free shipping, taxes. I had, of course, taxes. So I'm very happy with this. I got everything that I want, and the ICOM IC73 is a beautiful radio. It's a beautiful waterfall, but it only does HF and 6 meters. That's it. This one does it all. What I want, this one does it all. So I'm very, I got what I wanted. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do a comparison video between this. It's not even going to be close. I'll try it in the future, maybe. Yeah. So yeah, that's for 1200. That's great. I also found that the FT 991 is great for AM broadcast band DXing. Okay, you're so I'm correct. Okay, Mary DX, hello and congrats on the Yaesu 4. I mean FT 991A. I was watching before while doing some stuff. I want to see a comparison to the G90. Well, we'll see. I do have to get a power supply for this one, 30-watt power supply. So I'm looking around. Right now, I'm leaning toward the. There's a couple of them. One is just Verdi. It's kind of like the one that Jules has. Linear one is pretty good. The one that he has. There's a couple other ones, but the originally one I was gonna get the 50, but I don't need it because 30 amps is more than enough for this one. Overtime is truly a great field radio, including emergency radio. Yeah, that's another thing. This is also a portable. It has a handle on the side, which is like, wow, that's a portable too. So yeah, I'm very excited about that. And what else? Helmet time. The FT. Yeah, I was very close to the IC 7300. I was very close, but this one just has more. It's just the display on the Icon 7300 is beautiful. It's a beautiful waterfall. It's butter, but this one just gives me more. You know, the VHF, UHF. You know, let me put it back over here. The VHF, UHF, that already won me over. And then, of course, the C4FM, System Fusion, Digital Voice. And that won me over. That was the deal. That was the Wasila deal. I mean, I like this, but the C4FM did it for me. That did it. Because I already love DMR. I already love DMR. And I already have a hotspot that can support all of that. So now I have another avenue to make contacts. You know, and of course, you know, sound card, FT8, all that good stuff out the box. That's what won me over. And that's what won me over right there. And it's a little more expensive than the Icon 7300. Yeah, it's like another $100, and you get a lot more. You get a lot more. You know, the display is not as beautiful as the Icon. No, the display is not. But I don't want to buy radio just for the display only. I really want this one is what he called it, ham shack in a box. I got all these modes. I got all these bands and modes in one break. So I'll be happy with this one. I could have got if I would have got the Icon. I said if I would have got the Icon, if I would have got the Icon, if I would have got the Icon, I would have still wanted this one in the future because of the other stuff that it does. So, you know, exactly. How many? Yes, Elmer time. Yes, how many other new radio will allow you to operate SSB on 2 meter and 70 centimeter, 440? Right? Exactly. That's why the FT818ND is people want to buy that radio because it does all of that. I talked about if I'm thinking about selling it, I would not sell it because of that. It does all does all of that. Yeah. So Elmer time, the FT991 has a key entry mid that lets you transmit and receive out of band, no opening the radio needed. Okay. Or mod, excuse me, you meant mod. Entry level mod. Okay. Okay. I'll look into that. And hello, Stephen. The FT991A rocks. Okay. Yeah, I mean, from when I looked down, when I went down that rabbit hole, I said, man, I got to get this one. It fits my needs. As much as I would love the ICOM IC7300, it's a very beautiful radio, and it's like, one of the great radios. And this one is very well regarded too, and this one fulfills my needs because I'm getting into this digital stuff too. I love DMR. I'm hooked on DMR. But now C4 FM, that's another. Excuse me, sorry. Another digital mode, another digital voice mode that I can do now. So, pretty cool. I just have my hotspot. I could connect that to my hotspot, and I'm making contacts. Pretty cool. Same thing with this one. That's what sold me. Exactly, Elmer. That's enough screen. I mean, if my thing was I'm not visually impaired. Okay, I'm not there. But because that's what somebody mentioned, that if you're visually impaired, that you might want to go with the 7300 whatever, because that's the big display. But I use the G90. It's a very small. The G90 display is very small, and I manage with the G90. So this is gonna be nowhere near the display of the G90. G90 is a lot smaller, and that's a SDR, the G90. So this is like it's a no-brainer. So yeah. Glenn Dancer, hello. I hope you're doing well. Nice to be back in the chat. Been out of town helping my brother-in-law after surgery. Missed several live streams, but watched them all on replay. And well, thank you for doing that. That helps my support my channel, especially the replays. If people watch my replays, I really appreciate that. And I hope your brother-in-law have a speedy recovery. I hope he's doing okay. And you know what? You're a good brother-in-law for looking after him. Stephen Z, I paid $850 delivered for my new ICOM. Yeah, I saw them on eBay. I seen some on eBay. They were like $850, $875 directly from Japan. I was really, and I was, like to cut costs, I was really thinking about it. But again, it went back to what I really want out of a radio. As much as that one has, all the bells and whistles, and it has a beautiful display, and it's actually cheaper than this one, but this one won me over. I don't think, no, I think the bell icon doesn't work properly. I don't know what it is. I don't, Glenn, I wouldn't pay attention to that. YouTube, there's a lot of glitches. Sometimes sometimes I don't get my stats updated. I was stuck at 1,300. I mean, I was stuck at 3,174 subscribers for like a week, which, I get at least one sub a day, or at least 2 subs every other day or something. I was stuck at I was stuck at 3.17 for over 2 weeks. So sometimes it fluctuates. Well, maybe Stephen, maybe that may be the case in the future. Because if I would have got that 7,300, in the back of my mind, I still wanted this one. So I wasn't going to go through that. I said, you know what? I want to get this one first. If later on I want a 7,300, then I'll get it. But this is the one I want to be my first major purchase rig. The G90, and let me tell you, I love my G90. I love my G90. He's not gonna collect dust. I love my G90, but it's gonna be in the shack upstairs. This one is gonna be down here. Is this gonna get the bulk of it now? Yeah, it's gonna get the bulk of it. The bulk of my contacts and all. Yeah, but so, but I didn't want that to happen. I didn't want to get the 7300, and then in the back of my mind I would have been like, man, but that FT991A does VHF UHF. Man, I want to do the system fusion because I was looking for another headset. I mean, handheld, a Yaesu one. I was looking around. I was just looking, and they're not cheap. They're not cheap. The Yaesu handhelds, they're not cheap. This is like $60. They're not $60 to get into the world of C4 FM. They're not cheap. I saw one that was on sale. I think it might have been an open box even. It was already $150. Most of them we're talking about over $200 plus for the Yaesu, the cheapest Yaesu. And that one is like, small, I think it is. But anyway, so, yeah. Stephen, the FT991A has an HF receiver section almost as good as my AOR 7300 receiver. Okay. So it's a good receiver too. That's cool. That's good to know. And I know Elmer just mentioned that I can do medium wave DXing with this rig too, which is cool. Elmer time. I guarantee there will be enough screen. Yeah, I think so. I mean, like I said, I use the G90, which is very tiny screen. This is a touch screen. That one is not a touch screen. That one is not a touch screen. So I'll be fine with the screen. Glenn, Danny, I think you are being shadow banned as I'm being unsubscribed from your channel. Really? So you have to subscribe every. Wow, that's weird. Well, that is weird. So you're being unsubscribed? That's weird. That's a glitch. Yeah, that's a glitch. I don't know what the issue is with YouTube with that. Because right now, so that means you had to subscribe to my channel and wait an hour before you came in here? Yeah, but it's not even an hour yet. We just went over an hour. I set this chat for you got to be a subscriber for at least 1 hour. Because I just went over the hour mark right now. 1 hour and 2 minutes. Or 1 hour and 3 minutes right now. Anyway, I think it's YouTube glitching or something. I don't know. Because my number's been like now today it seems to be. I'm looking at the numbers now. It seems to be okay now. I don't know. Yeah. Elmer time, it'll be night and day compared to an SDR-based radio. Yeah. Stephen said your next HF radio should be icon. Well, it might be. But like I said before, if I would have got that one first, this one would have been in the back of my mind. And I don't want that. I said, you know what, this time I'm gonna get something that I really wanna, Steph and the ICOM and Yaesu, the best of both worlds. Yeah. Because there's no slouch. I mean, that's why I finally pulled the trigger on this one. It's not like because the FT DX10, the one that Joe's at, that's a great radio. I was looking at, but the price, for me, the price on that one is out of my range. We're talking about with taxes and everything, we're talking about over $1,500+. And I was like, for the same thing that the 7300 pretty much does. So I was already leaning to the 7300. And then when I stumbled upon this one, and I heard about this one, but I didn't really look at it until the last couple of days. And really last night. And I saw a bunch of videos on there, and I was reading up on it. I said, you know what? the choice is clear, you know. Because I was looking into the Yaesu digital voice thing also, and that really won me over that this rig can do that too, which is cool. Because right now I'm a technician, I'm not a general yet. So with that radio, I can at least do that with that rig. I can also do my FTA. I can do my 10 meters. I can do my VHF, UHF. You know, and then once I get the general, the rest of the HF, whatever. You know. So yeah, so I'm and the price is a little more expensive than the Icon 7300, and you get more bang for the buck, basically. So that's why All right. So there you go. So the cat is out the bag. So I pulled the trigger on it last night, and it should be here by Tuesday, and then I'll make an unboxing video on that. So right now I'm looking for an amplifier, power supply. Excuse me, power supply. And oh, that's what you did. Okay, Stefan. So you did what I did. I bought the FT9918 first. Then okay, so that's probably gonna be the same, because that's why I didn't want to buy the 7300 first, and then I would have been kicking myself that this one does more, and I'm, I mean, I have VHF, UHF I can use. I have a few of them, but the C4 FM I don't have no C4. If I would have had a handheld, if I would have had a C4 FM handheld, then I would have got the Icon. If I had a C4 FM, if I had a Yaesu handheld with a C4 FM, I wouldn't have got this one. That's what won me over, because that's already over $200 right there, and that has it in the rig, and that's what put me over. That's what sold me that one. So 7300, yeah, I'm gonna get it later on if if I wanted to, if I I don't know if that's gonna happen anytime soon, because I plan to. Well, anyway, gotta make room for some other stuff. So 1 hour and 7 minutes in the books. 14 people watching, 16 likes. Thank you for watching. And yeah, what's my yeah? So we go from that to this. Yeah. So it's pretty good. It sounds good. I'm going to do a couple of videos on this. I was out there last night, but it was kind of, man, the bugs were getting me. They started biting me all over. And I was like, forget it. Because it got kind of humid again. It's kind of muggy again out there. So let me put it over here. Yeah, Stefan, the menu system on the Icon is better than the Yaesu, but actually it's mixed, because the ham radio concepts are depending on what you want to do. I think he mentioned that this one might be a little on some things. This one actually might be more. And I'm coming from the world of the G90. If you can use the G90, this one is going to be a piece of cake in terms of like how to get around on it. The G90 is the one that you got to read the manual. The G90 took me, no lie, I'm not gonna lie to you. The G90 took me it took me a few weeks to really get used to the G90. To learn every little thing about the G90, it took a couple of weeks. It took about a few weeks, including and I still haven't updated the latest firmware on it, because it's kind of glitchy sometimes with the. It's a firmware loader that's kind of glitchy, and I heard that the firmware loader actually messed up the can mess up the medium wave band on the G90. So I didn't want that. So no, I don't want that because I want to be able to listen to once in a while. I want to listen to the G90, and I don't want to because somebody wrote on that they said that the G90 messed up the medium wave band. I think it either it made the medium wave band too wide or something. I forgot what it was. Something. It was something. And I said, I don't mess with my medium wave band on the. So I didn't update. I didn't need to. It works fine. So I think I'm like a version behind on that one or something. I think it's a minor thing that it was like a couple of minor things that I don't really care about, and so that's why I didn't bother breaking my head trying to firmware update that one. So yeah, Tasso, hello Tasso. I'm going home now. Nice day here. I was at the park. Yeah, I was outside putting the antenna, and then I went upstairs and I brought down my two my television when I cleaned them up. So I snapped off the thing. So it came up. I had to just jiggle it a couple of times. It came right off. So so it's okay now. So this is the VHF element of the Clearstream antenna. So you got a UHF. Let me see what it says. Let's see. Yeah. So your antenna, your Clearstream goes in here, UHF in, and then UHF VHF out goes to your television. So you click this on. Let me show you. So now that I took it off, so I cleaned it up. So now I'm gonna clip this on here. I'm not gonna do it right now because I need to take it up to the roof. I don't want. So when I gotta clip it on here. You gotta pick one side. This side, this side. So anyway, whatever side I'll pick, and then I'll clip it, and then that one lead goes into here. And it's like that. I don't want to clip it. It's like so you put it like right there, right? So the antenna's here. So you see this connector? That goes to the antenna, and then the other antenna goes to the television. So this has a pass through. It's like a pass through. Or it's not really a combiner. Then there might be a combiner here. I don't know. So this is the VHF part. This is the UHF. Okay. So now I can snap this one in and use this one on the roof. I'm gonna clean. The only thing is I noticed a couple of bolts, especially right there where the electrical connection is at. It's kind of rusty. I'm gonna remove those wing nuts. They're not bolts. They're wing nuts. When they're rusty, I'm gonna clean them up. I'm gonna probably sandpaper them or put new wing nuts. So I have an electronic connection on these two because these two are rusty. So maybe I don't want to, it might degrade the signal, television signal. So I may have to take those two wing nuts out, sandpaper them. I'll probably dip them in WD-40, like get rid of the rust, sandpaper them, or maybe even file them a little bit and then put it back and it should make electrical contact with the with that. So I cleaned it up. I wiped it down with alcohol wipes. I cleaned the other one too, the smaller one. The smaller one is over here. So I cleaned this one up too. The alcohol wipes and all that. It was really filthy. They were filthy. These were up there for 10 years. So I really cleaned them now. I cleaned them up good. So now the other one, I'm gonna rub some. I got Armor All wipes. I'm gonna just to protect them a little bit. Armor All, but this plastic is, you can tell, it's faded now. You can see, but so Armor All wipes on them, and it'll look like almost new. and then I'll put that one back up. I'll put this one back up with the VHF element, and I'll go back on the roof. But I need to take out those two wing nuts and clean them because they're very rusty. And I think I'm losing the electrical connection on. I'll show you. I'm gonna try to show you. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to. I'm gonna try. I don't want to. I have to put it this way, maybe. You see this? This connects this antenna to this box, but that wing nut is rusty. This one is very rusty. You see how rusty that wing nut is? So I need to take that wing nut out and clean it really well, or replace that wing nut with a. Because I think right there I'm gonna lose the electric connect. I'm not gonna get a good electrical connection on that one. So that wing nut and the other wing nut, this one, they're rusted. Oh, which one is? Oh, this one. My bad. This wing nut. So there's two wing nuts that I had to remove them. I'm gonna dip them in WD-40, let them soak for a day or two, take them out, and I'm gonna sand them down till I see so they're like silver again, and then put them back. Or if I have replacement wing nuts, I'll put them there. That's it. Because I think I'm losing contact right there. I'm losing contact on this. Because these two wing nuts and these two wing nuts are the ones that contact this to the box, this to the box. And that could have been the issue. And that could have been the issue why the performance got degraded over time on that antenna. So I'm going to take those wing nuts out and clean them. Maybe I have to file them down or something. I'll take them out later. I'm going to put them in a little bit of a cup of WD-40. Let them soak in there for a couple of days. Try to get those wing nuts at least shiny. Whereas it makes. Right now I think the rust is messing up the contact. I think that's what degraded my antenna. Oh, steel wall. Okay, I see. All right. So let me read over here. Stefan, by the way, buy SDR Play. RSP. No, I'm not gonna buy that one. I think I'm done with the. I have the RSP DX. I know they came out with another one, but I think I'm done with the SDR for now. Of course, this one has. Yeah, I think I'm gonna be done with that for now because this rig basically is a great receiver, and I love my RSP DX for the computer, but I don't think I'm gonna buy another SDR product anytime soon. Now, if they want to send me one, John Hudson, you can go ahead and send me one. I will gladly test it and make a review on it, but I'm not going to buy one out of my pocket anymore. I don't think it's going to happen. It's just that I'm happy with what I have, and I don't see the big improvement on another model. Of course, here in North America, there is no more long wave. Even long wave beacons are basically non-existent. So I don't see a need to get another SDR. I just don't see a need for it now. I'm still happy with the RSPDX, and that's the one. That's probably going to be the last SDR I'm going to buy in a long time. In a long time. And I also have the S-Spy Plus Discovery. Now they have a new one. It's called the Ranger. That one's supposed to be out soon. That's another AirSpy SDR. And that one looks interesting. But again, I don't think I'm going to buy that one either. Now, AirSpy want to send me one for review. If you want to send me the Ranger, you know where to contact me. My email is right there on the YouTube page. Danny Radio and tech@gmail.com. Yeah, and long wave is, it's slowly but surely, well, not, it's going away in Europe too. So, uh, so my radio Dexter is back. So yeah, so the fact that I rigged the C4 FM, that's another digital voice mode that I'm looking into now. And this hotspot can do that one. This can do D star, the System Fusion, C4 FM, and DMR. So I can do this. All I gotta do is flip. There's a switch. You flick on it, and it turns on the. And then the rest of it is on the rig. The setup is on the rig. What you do is for the digital mode, you gotta put in the. Since I'm not gonna have the GPS connected to it, I gotta put in the longitude and the latitude and the longitude on the rig, my call sign, and that's it. If I remember what the video says, the latitude and longitude and latitude on the Yaesu, my call sign, and basically I'm set up for C4 FM. That's it. There's no, you don't have to register to radio ID.net, and you don't have to do all this stuff. You just set up the rig and you connect to wherever the System Fusion is at, the gateway or the repeater, and that's it. It's pretty simple. It's like, wow, like, cannot be any simpler. It's pretty cool. So that's another digital voice mode that I could talk also. And when I have that set up here, I'm going to demonstrate it. I'm going to do a demonstration. I'm going to connect to one of those talk groups in there. I'm going to connect to a talk group in there, and I'm going to talk to someone. And probably going to go to the one that I think the biggest one they have is it's called the All QSO channel or some All QSO group or something. It's called, I forgot what it's called. It's like Talk Group 91. It's the equivalent of Talk Group 91 on DMR. So, you go in there and you can talk to anybody. That's usually the most people are in that one. Then they have the North America one, and they have a whole bunch of other ones. So that's pretty good. That's pretty cool. Yeah, everybody's having a good weekend. I'm having a good weekend. My son is upstairs playing on the computer. We just ate. That's why I was gonna be on a little earlier, but I had to get him some food. We ate upstairs, and then I was watching my favorite presidential candidate talking to the Bitcoin. Bitcoin is like a convention in Tennessee. Bitcoin. So he was talking about us. I was like, man, first presidential candidate talking about crypto, and I was very happy about that, to hear that. And then that's why there was a little delay. So then finally, when he was done, I said, I'm gonna come down here and do a live stream, talk about this. Yeah. So anyway, so that's it. Because a few more days, I'm gonna take a break in August. In August, I'm gonna take a break. August, I will take a break, and then I probably won't do a live stream in August. So I will probably do videos only, a couple of videos here and there, especially when I set this one up. So yeah. So let me see. Yes, I had to clean that thing with the alcohol wipes and all that. So now I have to those two wing nuts. So yeah, Meredith, I made a video on that too. Alcohol wipe, 99% isopropyl alcohol when you clean your radios and all that. So that's what I clean that with. It's medical grade. It's this one. This is the one that my wife gets from her job. So it's something like this one. This is what I use. This is from the hospital. So my wife brings this home. This is what I clean my radios and things like that. You clean your radios with it, or your antenna. And that thing was grimy. Oh my God, that thing was It was grimy. It was all dirty. It was all that pollution. This thing was grimy, man. It was up there for 10 years. These were up there for 10 years. 10 years. It was grimy. I used a whole bunch of them. So this one is okay. This one's still, everything's still, so. But I snapped the thing out of this one. Now I'm going to put it on the other one. They still work, you know. It's just that I'm going to relocate the bigger one, and I'm going to put the VHF element, and I'm going to put it by itself. But I need to bring up the other pole up there. I have a taller mass, and I want to see if that one can. And I know I tasseled the other. I said yesterday it was 89 channels. Correction, it was 79 channels. On the right now the RCA ANT 75, it picked up 79 channels, not 89 channels. I don't know why I had that number 89 in my head, but it was 79 channels. That's what I'm getting on the Roku. So this one, I'm hoping that this one, after I put it up there in that same spot, pointing to New York City, I should beat that 79 channels. I'm hoping I can beat 79 channels on the Roku TV. But I'm going to do a couple of things first. I'm going to put on a taller mass. And you know how I got the FM loop at the tippy top? This time I'm going to put that one at the tippy top. I'm going to put that one all the way at the tippy top. And then just leave it by itself and run a test on it first. Just see if anything doesn't interfere with it and see what I can get out of that. Yeah, because I'm realizing that July's winding down anyway. Yeah, because July's winding down. Where today is the 27th. So I'm like, you know, I got a few more days before, you know, of course, you know, I made that video about the unboxing of this one last night because I saw it on Amazon. It's on Amazon. So I'm like, okay, they told me, because they told me not to make an announcement on it yet. But I already saw, somebody already has a video on this. And he did it like 2 weeks ago. So then I went to Amazon. Because I Googled XHDATA D-220. I Googled XHDATA D-220 and I saw the Amazon link. Then I saw the swling.net blog, whatever it is called. They have an article on this. Then I saw another page that I think it was a Reddit post on this. And then I said, you know, I'm going to post a video. I said, I'm going to post. As soon as I post it, you know, no, then I did a search on, then I did a YouTube search on the radio, and there's already 2 videos on this. So now my video became the 3rd one. So there's 2 videos on this already. He's another YouTuber, I forgot what it is. So he posts 2 videos on this already. So I said, I'm going to make the unboxing video. Then I was going to wait till, but I said, no, forget, because it's already out there. So I said, forget it. So, you know. So of course I was comparing the size between the Sony and the XHDATA. You see, this thickness about the same. I said this one is more rounded. Of course, the Sony does not have a kickstand. This one has a kickstand. And they both take AA batteries, 2 AA batteries. Of course, this one, the antenna does swivel. This one, when you pull out the antenna, it does not swivel. It does not swivel, okay? So, this one is only AM/FM, the Sony. AM/FM Sony, this one is 2 FM bands. Of course, the medium wave and shortwave. So it's also shortwave. This one, when I bought this one, Of course, Sony. I think I paid about $19 for this one. And this one is listed at $15.98. $15.98. So that's the price that's listed on Amazon. They have not put the official price on it on XHDATA. So I don't know. They might have a sale on there. You know how they when they launch something new is on sale. So maybe this one might be actually maybe even less. I don't know. It feels well built though. It does feel well built. It doesn't feel cheap though. That's one thing. It does feel. It feels like if you drop this one, it will take a couple of drops. It feels well built. So, and of course, the Sony one. And I need to bring down the CC Pocket and compare them. Now the CC Pocket is AM, FM, and weather band. The CC Pocket. The CC Pocket does not have no external antenna. It's an internal antenna. It's a built-in internal antenna. The CC Pocket, the C Crane CC Pocket. Okay, so I'm gonna play around with it tonight. I have not really tested the shortwave yet. I was just listening to medium wave on it, so I'm gonna test it out. You know, I'm not gonna make a review on it yet. I'm gonna test it out. I'm gonna test out all the bands, and then, you know, I'll test it out. So Tasso says he's home. Cool. Mary Dex is here. I saw you made a contact with someone from Hong Kong, which is cool. Hong Kong contact. Mary DXA. Yeah. I was testing out that the end fed earlier on FTA. You know, I was getting that guy on 10 meters. There's a guy that every time I go on 10 meters, I see him a lot there. He's from Belize. He's always there, like, you know. So I heard him, he heard me. So 10 meters is a little better today. But I was only on there. Yeah. No, I haven't made contact with him. That's the first time I seen that call sign. Yeah, I'm sure he's a regular too. And my train of thought, yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, so anyway. Let me see. Tasso says, I had a feeling you would come on today. Yeah. Yeah, I realized that. It's toward the end of the month already. So I'll probably be on tomorrow again. I'm sure I'm going to be on tomorrow again. I'll find some time in the afternoon to be on. Because, you know, I'm going to take a break in August. And I will be posting videos, but I'm probably not going to do live stream in August. But no, I heard them before, Stefan. I heard it with other radios. I heard 530 for Cube. I heard them before. Yeah, it is nice. Yeah, they do play soft music there. Yeah, I know that station. They play. Yeah, I'm gonna miss it. Of course, I'm gonna miss it. But I want to take a break too. I do want to take a break. I do have to catch up stuff around the house. Unless, you know, I'm gonna let the cameras roll while I'm working around the that's the only thing. So the problem is when I do a live stream, I come on and talk and all that, and you know, I'm not doing anything right now. You see, so. You know. Yeah, not complaining. Yeah, of course. Tasso, yeah, yes, I saw the video. I saw that video. Nice little radio. Looking forward to some reception video. Yeah, I'm gonna do some reception videos. And hello, Bobby. Be right back. If not 73. Elmer said nice pocket size radio. Yeah, it's nice pocket size radio. Shirt pocket. There you go. See? Shirt pocket. Right, fits right there. So if you go to a ball game or something, you know, you could take your radio like this. Look at your little earbuds. Not earbuds. I mean ear. You know, ear. And it's still, you know, I used to do that years ago I used to go to Yankee Stadium. I was like, out of all the, like, a few of the guys used to go there, and I was the only guy. I guess they thought I was a dork. I would bring my little radio, and I would just, put it in my pocket. I would have it on the station of the Yankees playing on, and I would hear. And they would be like, "Who's batting up?" And I would tell them, because I'm hearing the game. I was like, yeah, that's Don Mattingly batting up." And then, because, over the loudspeaker is okay. Of course, this is before Jumbotron. Of course, this is years ago. This is like the 80s. Before they had the big screen that now all the information is there. So now you don't really need a radio. But, I still want to hear the announcers. So I would still take a radio to a ball game and put on my little earbuds and, I'll be dorking out. And everybody's like, "Why does he have a radio? It's like 2024. I'm like, "Yeah, because I'm listening to the local announcers. I don't want to hear you guys talking. I want to watch the ball game, but I don't want to hear you guys talking." So that's why I would still take one. Right? So that 2024, I would still take a radio to a ball game. I would. And I know somebody goes, you can do it with your smartphone. Yeah, I can, but there's always a delay on it. And this and that. It's like a radio, real time. You can listen to the ball game. So the Yankees are what? CBS 880. I could be the bleacher seats, upper deck, whatever. And I'm listening to the ball game. I'm listening to the announcers talking. Susan Waldman or whoever's there talking, and I'm watching my Yankees. Of course, right now they suck. They suck. They're really sucking lately. They got swept by the Mets. And I can listen to the ball game because I don't want to hear people talking around me. I want to listen to the ball game. I'm watching the game, but I want to listen to the ball game. I don't want to hear people around me talking. So that's why I will dork out with a radio every time. But I'll probably put it in my pocket more because, like when they hit a ball, you want to stand up, right? Oh! So I don't want to stand up and the radio falls over. So I'll probably have a long one or I'll hold it in my hand. Let me. You got to get ready for that foul ball. If they hit it up back and out of play, you got to run for the foul ball. I don't want to hit it and break my radio. So I got to have the radio somewhere and have to catch the ball. I know it's not the same now. It's so expensive now to go to a ball game. So expensive. The last few times I went to the stadium was complimentary seats. My wife, from her job, she had tickets. Before that, my friend had tickets. I haven't bought a ticket to a Yankee game in 30 years, at least 30 plus years that I bought to go in. No, most of them were complimentary tickets. The last few games that I went to Yankee Stadium was complimentary. I mean, somebody got free tickets and they gave it to me, and that's it. Excuse me. Yeah. So I'll play around with it. I'll check the shortwave band. And yeah. I think that guy from Hong Kong is a regular. Did you also? No, I haven't got a man of contact from Hong Kong. That would have been cool. No, I haven't. I was gonna go on last night, but I said, I was like, I had to do a couple of things, and I said, let me just relax. And then I decided, let me make the video for this. So I went in the boiler room and I shot the video, and then I had to come over here and edit the. Because when I shoot that video, that one I shot it from the phone. I upload it straight from the phone to YouTube. Then I come over here and edit the description, the title. I put all that here. Then I make it public. I do it here. That's when I upload the video. If I do it from my phone, I still do everything here. Yeah, 2013. I was the last time I was there was wow. It was a while back. It wasn't 2013. It was earlier. And I still have the ticket stub right there. I still have the ticket stub. No, I know there was still there. Let me see. I have the ticket stub right here. I can tell you. Oh, sorry. I have a couple of them, but this is the last ticket stubs that I have. So it was 2012. So it was the grandstand. So I got two of them. I got two of them. It was my wife and I and a group of other people from her job, from her old job, not. I have more, but I some of them got lost and all that. So these two were from that day, right? Let me see. So my wife and I, the two seats. And then I didn't go that day because I had to do something. But my wife went with her brother-in-law, and she this is the one from Shea. From City Field, excuse me, City Field. City Field. The year before, they went to City Field. I didn't go. I only been to Shea Stadium. I only been there once in my whole lifetime. The original Shea Stadium, I only been there. City Field, I never been to City Field yet. Yeah, they did win. Yeah, they won. Alex Rodriguez hit a 3-run homer. A-Rod hit a 3-run homer, I believe. I think it was like 11 to. I think it wound up being like 11-1 or 11-2. It was a blowout. It was a blowout game. It was like I know A-Rod hit a 3-run home. I remember that because we got that on video from up there. My wife recorded A-Rod hitting a home run. That ball was there. So I remember A-Rod hit a 3-run homer, I believe. So yeah, they did win here. The City Field, I don't know, because she went with her brother-in-law, and yeah, great memories. This is the by the way, this is the only time I went to the new Yankee Stadium. Before that, it was the old Yankee Stadium. All my other games were in the old Yankee Stadium. You know, the old Yankee Stadium and Shea Stadium. I never been to City Field yet. One day I would like to go to City Field, but not right. Yeah, that's one thing. I didn't get to go to City Field. I never been to a Knicks game either. I seen the Knicks. I seen the Knicks on the road when I was in San Antonio, Texas, years ago. Man, this is like 1988. I seen them on versus the Spurs in San Antonio. I seen them there, but I never went to Madison. I never seen the Knicks in Madison Square Garden. I never been to a Ranger game either. I never been to a hockey game. Football game I've been to. I've been to the old Giant Stadium. Watch the Jets play. I remember it was freezing. Oh my God, it was all the way up there. It was freezing, but we had good seats in the middle. You see the whole field. Yeah, the Jets were playing the Buffalo Bills, and they lost. And my friend was mad. He was like, and he saw these Bills fans with that. He said, I feel like punching somebody. I said, nah, don't do that, bro. I said, why you mad because your Jets lost? Because I'm not a Jet fan. He's a Jet fan. But I went there just to watch the game. Because I've never been to a football game, to a NFL game. So he got mad. He was mad. You can see him. He's like, and Jets lost. They lost to Buffalo. And that's when Buffalo was good. Buffalo was still good. It was like, yeah, they were still good. They still Yeah, so that's when it was still pretty good. So they lost. It was a close game too, and they lost. He was that happy. We're coming down the escalator at the end of the game, and he's looking at all these Buffalo fans. He's like, and I told him, I said, "Yo, don't do it, bro. Don't do it. You're gonna, man, I feel like hitting somebody." I'm like, you don't do that. Don't be. Why you mad, bro? It's just a game, bro. They fans, you know. I'm not a Jet fan, you know, because I'm a Green Bay Packer fan. So, you know, so he's like, he was mad. He was really mad. He was like somebody stole, so like somebody robbed him or something. He was really, he took it personal. He's like, look at these Bill fans, man. Look at these Bill fans. I'm like, chill out, man. They're just rooting for their team. Buffalo's a New York team, man. They're New York State. Why you hating on Buffalo? You know? It was funny. Yeah, I know, Mary. I'm gonna miss it. I'll be out for a month. Uh, love that station. Yeah, 161st River Avenue. Of course, they have a bowling alley nearby there. I used to go there a lot. Like in the 80s, I used to go to that bowling alley. We used to go there often. And then, of course, ex-girlfriend of mine, she's a good bowler too. We would go there too. And that's why I learned how to bowl. I learned how to bowl pretty good, but I'm not gonna bowl like 300, no. But I could bowl. I could do. I think I was okay. Yeah. So I think it's still there, the bowling alley. Stefan. Oh yeah, Faso said leave the cameras on. I don't know. Let me see. If I'm doing something major, I may just do a surprise live stream and let it roll while because I'm gonna rearrange this for the rig. I do want to set up area here because I got the G90 up there. It's gonna stay up there, and this rig is gonna be down here. But I want to rearrange this. That means all this is gonna go. That TV, all that's gonna go, and I might put a table here. And this, I don't know yet. I may mount the TV on this wall. I'm thinking about mounting a screen on the wall here, and put a table. I don't know yet. Yeah, I'm gonna make some changes here. So then when I come back in the fall, I have my setup here, and then I may do something over here. I don't know yet. I want to have my retro computing stuff here. I don't know. I have to. But before that, I have to go outside and figure try to stop some of this water coming in here. That's another thing. I need to do all this. So smash that like button, people. Thank you. Stefan, I used to get red face from the sunburn at Yankee Stadium at the the bleacher seats. Yeah, I know. Same here. I've been to the bleachers the old Yankee Stadium. We used to go there a lot. That was the cheapest seats. And then of course general admission. That's what they call it, general admission. The what they call that was grandstand. The grandstand is back in the days of the old Yankees, they would call that general admission. So general admission is the upper deck. The upper deck, that's general admission. So in there you get a whole view of the diamond. And maybe if you get lucky to hit a foul ball that goes all the way up to the upper deck, and you might get a chance to catch it. And then a couple of times we went to the box seats, but that was complimentary tickets. Like companies, he's working at his company. His boss gave him these tickets, so he invited me. Because I sat behind home plate a couple of times. I've done that. I sat behind home plate, but they were complimentary tickets. Same thing when I was at Shea Stadium. I had right behind home plate, the Shea Stadium. And you see Mike Piazza right there in the batting on deck. Yo, Mike! Yo, Mike! Same thing with Yankee Stadium. Derek Jeter be right there. I say here, Derek Jeter's right there on deck, warming up. This is, of course, before you could take selfies and all. This is like in the like the mid-90s and all that. This one's on the mid-90s. No, late 90s. Excuse me, late 90s. And Jeter. Yeah. So 2013 was the last time I bought tickets. Okay. Yeah. A-Rod and Jeter were among the players. Yeah. And Mariano Rivera, yeah. The closer. And then playoff games. I was at that playoff game, the one that it was against the Orioles. That the guy kept going back and he tried to catch the ball, and then that kid Mayer stole the ball. It was a home run, but they were saying that the kid actually interfered with the. I was at that game. Yankees made a comeback. They were down. They made a comeback, and that kid, Jeffrey Mayer, that's his name, the kid. He became famous. Jeffrey Mayer. So he's a young boy. I think he's from. I don't know if he's from New Jersey somewhere. So he went over the wall and caught the ball. And the guy tried to jump up for, I think it was what's the Orioles player at the time? Carrasco, I forgot his name. He was mad. He was arguing with the official that the kid snatched the ball for he interfered with him. Of course, I'm a Yankee. I was a Yankee. I didn't care. I was like, yeah, you run that. And we came back and won that game. That game, I think Bernie Williams hit a walk-off. It was a walk-off home run or something. And I was it. Everybody went nuts. And my friend next to me caught a foul ball. He was right next to me. We was on the upper deck, but behind home plate, but in the upper deck. And I forgot who hit the foul ball. And it went all the way up there, and my friend caught it. So he was like right here. And then on this side. So on that side, the ball went. I was trying to get it too. He caught it. He got the ball. He was like, caught it down. I was like, man. He caught the foul ball. It was a fun night because that was a playoff game. It was electric. There was a lot of excitement. And he caught a foul ball from a playoff game. I was like, man. Pretty cool. Yeah. Yeah, so they did win Tassel. Tassel, I was there when they played the Blue Jays and they won. Yeah. Stephen never got a sunburn from Shea Stadium, but Yankee Stadium used to leave me red face. Oh, okay. Yeah, when I went to Shea, that was complimentary tickets. I was behind home plate. I was right behind home plate, right there. The Mets were playing. I'm trying to remember who they were playing. This is a long time ago. This is before the Nationals. This was they were playing, I think, the Expos. They were playing the Montreal Expos before they moved to Washington. They were playing the Expos, I think. And the Mets won that game. I remember they won. And it was against the Expos, I remember. Yeah, Stephen, hockey is good. Yeah, I never saw hockey game, but so that's it. I'll root for Buffalo. Yeah. No, he's a serious Jet fan, and he was mad. And I remember he was like, and we kept telling him because it was like who won? It was like me, him, and it was two other people. So it was me and two other people. So he was a Jeff. The other guy, he doesn't really care about football. Me, I'm a Packer fan. So I'm the only guy that can relate to him until we talk sports. And then he's the Jet fan. He's a diehard Jet fan. He bleeds Jet blood, whatever gangrene, whatever they call that. They call them gangrene, whatever, gangrene. Whatever. Anyway, he's a diehard Jet fan. And he was mad. and we just laughed at him all the way down the escalator. Because we were tailgating. First, before the game, we had a few beers. We were tailgating. And then we went in there. And, yeah. And then then they lost. That was it. I was like, he was mad. I mean, it's a pocket radio. I mean, what you're gonna expect from it? It's a pocket radio. It's not gonna be like a. It's not gonna be a DX machine. I'm gonna test it out, but it's not gonna be. It's not like a DX machine or anything. It's a pocket radio. You know. So my expectation not that high, but it's not. I don't expect people to expect it to be high. It's just a pocket radio. And hello, James Farley. I hope you're doing well. Married to the soccer fans here in Europe are much more fanatical. I mean, I love soccer, but I prefer to stay away from. Yeah, and that's the mistake that they hear recently. Married DX. I think it was with the Copa America. I think it was the semifinal? It was Colombia versus Uruguay. So a fight broke out, and it went to the stands. Because Uruguay, I don't know, Uruguay, I hope people Uruguay don't get offended with Uruguay, but they have a reputation for, especially there's a particular player there that he's like so I guess it was him again, and they had a fight. There was a fight in the stands, and, they're very, like, low class, especially when they start losing. So, again, because it happened in the World Cup, the last World Cup. Uruguay, I think they assaulted one of the referees. They assaulted one of them or something. I don't know if he got. So the same thing happened with Colombia. Colombia's beating them, and I guess the Colombian fans are celebrating. And the guy went up into the stands and started fighting, picking fights with them. So I know in Europe, I know they separate the fans. If you're from this team, you sit over here. If you're in this team, you sit over here. Whatever, right? That's the way they do it over there. In the United States, they don't do that. So they were telling people that why you don't do that in the United States. The fans are just as crazy here. Even especially South American, like Uruguay and and Mexico is another country that I seen videos where United States, there was a video that United States was beating Mexico at AT&T Stadium. It was an exhibition a few months ago. And the Mexican fans just throwing beers at the players and all that. Like, they're very classless. Classless. I'm sorry. I'm going to say, I don't care if it offends, but I saw that. And even in the comments, I saw, as a Mexican, I'm very disappointed at these fans. They were very embarrassed for Mexican fans because they were throwing beer at the and the guy, the YouTuber, he was rooting for USA, and they kept heckling him during the video. They kept heckling him. Some people kept he kept going like this to them because USA beat them like 3-1. I forgot. It was not even a close game. It was 1-0. Then it was no, they didn't score a goal. It was 3-0. 3-0. So 1-0. And then, first they were rowdy. And then when the USA scored the first goal, they were like the second goal. By the end of the game, they were like picking fights. He saw fights breaking out all over the stadium. And he was recording it. He was showing the fights were breaking out. And you could see the Mexican players. I mean, you could see the Mexican fans throwing beer down the walkway where the American players were going in after the game. They just throwing beer, and they're throwing cups on the stadium, on the field. They were throwing cups of beer. They had to halt the game a few times, like very, very classless. I'm sorry. I'm like, it's a game. Like, the better team won. That's it. I'm sorry. I get you fanatical. I was fanatical too. But you know what? When a team beats you, they beat you. That's it. Yankees suck right now. They suck. They got swept by the Mets. They suck. But you know what? It is what it is. And I didn't think they were going to do that good this year. I mean, they had a crazy good start. But ever since that awesome start, they are like one of the worst teams in baseball right now. I think only the Chicago White Sox is worse than them in terms of since they got off to that great start. So it is what it is. When you lose, a better team beat you that day. That's it. But these people take it personal. They really take it personal. Really, like, wow. Yeah. Paul VT Radio. I haven't heard the term Montreal Expos in a long time. I don't follow baseball too much, but they were sort of local team up here in Vermont. Yeah, I know, because Quebec is right there. Yeah, Montreal Expos. Of course, they are thinking about. I know they were talking about it for a while to have another team there in Montreal. Because right now, there's only one Canadian team. It's that Blue Jays. Montreal Expos. That's the Washington Nationals right now. They finally, the last couple of years, they didn't even play that many home games in Montreal. They were playing some home games in Puerto Rico, actually, the Expos. I remember the last few seasons, the last couple of years of the Expos, like a bunch of their home games were in Puerto Rico. I remember that. I remember they used to play in Puerto Rico. And then finally, that's it. They closed up shop and they moved to D.C. and they became the Washington Nationals. So that's where the Expos at now. They're the Washington Nationals. Now I remember. Yeah. Paul is back from dinner. And yeah, exactly. I think that they should have done that here with that. Like Mexico versus USA or whatever. Mexico, you go on one side, USA go on one side, and that's it. But of course, and every other club, the same thing with the Copa Europe, Copa America. They should separate if you're from this country, you sit over here. But it's not like that because we gotta sit where we sit where we bought our ticket from. So if my ticket's in the front row and that seat, that's my seat. That's it. I'm not gonna give up that seat so I can sit on the other side further up. No, hell no. So we don't do that here. But unfortunately, it's a lot more expensive to buy seats here. I think in Europe, I don't know how Europe is with the tickets, the seat tickets. But I think over here, you buying the seat, that's your seat. That's it. It's like prime real estate. Yeah, that's another thing. Storms, radio, and cats. In Europe, they're allocated. Okay, so we don't have that here. Yeah, at least in the UK. But because over here it happened already with the and it's the same culprits, Uruguay. Because the next World Cup is going to be here in the United States. Next World Cup is going to be USA, Canada, and Mexico, all three. That's the next World Cup. It's going to be here in the States. It's going to be in Mexico. So some games are going to be in Mexico. I guess some games are going to be in the U.S. and then Canada. And then the final, I think, is I forgot where in the U.S. So the next World Cup is going to be here and this side. So we're going to see how that works out. Yeah. My rated Dexter, in the Euros, the fans were also throwing beer and objects onto the pitch when the other team scored a goal. I think it is classless that they do that. It's classless. Like it's a game. Like why, would you want somebody to throw beer at you? Imagine you're down there and somebody just throws beer at you. Or or if I take my son or my wife, like I would knock somebody out. I'm sorry. And that's why I wouldn't want to sit in that environment. That's just ridiculous. I'm sorry, you get mad because your team lost. I'm sorry. That's stupid. Why would you want to pick a fight with someone because your team lost? That's just low IQ, classless. You know, it's just ridiculous. James Farley, Texan, if you're watching, send Danny 2200X. Well, he will do honestly. Oh, I contacted them. I contacted Texan. I contacted them. I believe it was about 4 or 5 days ago. It was about 4 or 5 days ago when he said he was going to receive his. I contacted them. I said, let me contact because I know also the other YouTuber that comes on here, Dan Robinson. He has one. He's been on the stream, Dan Robinson. So I said, you know what? Can you send? Can you I would like to. I would love to review that model. I would love to have it here and try it out. So anyway, I contacted them. I sent them. I went to the website and then I sent them, a message. There's a contact you fill out, and so if I haven't heard from them by now, I doubt if I'm gonna get one. That's usually when I contact a company, if they contact me within 48 hours, chances are I'm gonna get something. I'm gonna get, but the ones that don't contact me, they're not gonna contact me. That's it. Like Ratty, I already contacted them a couple of times. That's it. I'm done with them. It's unfortunate, but that's the way it is. And the same thing with now another couple of companies too. Same thing. I contacted them and they don't contact me. Okay, yeah, and that's it. So Texan, and I wrote it down. I wrote it down when I even sent them. I said, listen, I own a few of your products. I would like to make a review on this and whatever. So we'll see. Storms, radios, and cats. Hey Danny and chat. Finally get to chat with you and say hello for Central Kentucky. And so welcome to the chat and good to have you here. Storm radios. I'm just gonna call you Storm radios. If I was into sports, I would have listened on the radio. I don't do. Yeah, same thing with me. That's what got me years ago. Even as a child, of course, because I couldn't afford it. I always had a transistor radio to listen to all my sports, and my news, my sports was radio. So yeah. Married this in Europe, they are allocated. Okay. Well, at least here in the UK. Okay. Oh, okay. Yeah. Storms Radio. I've been watching for an hour now and been out today. Find a drone at the historic battlefield for future video. Okay, cool. Yeah, I have a drone, but I can't get that one to work over here. I don't know for some reason. This is a GPS one. I missed my older one. That was the one that was non-GPS. That one was very easy to fly. But that one, I lost it. It went over the trees up there, and I lost it. It went out of range. Long story short, my wife egged me on, and she was pushing my buttons. Why don't you fly higher? Why you a wuss? And I'm like, no, it's really windy. You don't want to fly too high. Yeah, but yeah. And she kept nagging me. So I finally took it higher. And when it went higher, the wind guns just took it all the way up the hill and then over the mountain, over the hill and into the trees. And I lost. It was out of range. And that's it. I lost it. And I was so angry. And I looked at her and I was like, because sometimes she eggs me on to, like sometimes, all right, here, I'm going to go on a tangent here. Like sometimes she'll be like, oh, look at these people. Oh, and she says it loud. Like they could hear her. And I look at her like, can you please not say so fucking loud? I'm sorry. You're reading out the window. Because they're going to want to get into argument with me. Then you're going to put me in a position where I'm going to have to fight. See, I'm the type of person that when I see something like that, don't be blatant about it. Just, I will tell her afterwards. Did you see those? Did you see this person do this and this? I want to say it I want to say it where they can hear me. Like I'm a little more. I have a little more decorum. I hate to say it, than what she does, because sometimes she'll say it out in the open, and literally they could hear her. And a couple of times they say, "Well, how dare you?" And we got into it. And I'm telling her, listen, it's okay to whatever, but why you have to say it loud so they can hear you? Because now you put me in the middle. Now you put me in a position where, of course, I have to defend you. Because I have to defend you. And you're going to put me in a position where now I'm going to argue with these people. And it's not worth it. You know? Like, many times we walk down the street and somebody will throw a piece of litter on the floor or something like that. She literally goes off, like, sometimes. And I told her, you can't be doing that. You can't confront everybody because they're stupid. You can't do that. Yeah, she has no filter. Sometimes she does that. And I'm telling her, you need to chill out with that. Stop saying it so fucking loud. Because you put me in a position where now I have to, and it's okay. It's okay that, listen, it's okay. Listen, how many people out there, I walk down the street, they say hi to me, and that's it. And I say hi to them, and that's it. And she'll look at me like, why did they say hi to you? I said, listen, because they want to say hi to me. That's it, whatever. And, and I don't have to agree with them on anything. But, we live in the same block. That's it. That's the reason why they say hi to me. We live in the same block. That's it. But she's the type that she'll really say something for them to hear. And then sometimes it gets to a confrontation. And I'm always telling her, you need to stop that. And she does that. So she does that with me too. Like when I was flying the drone, she kept egging me on. Like, oh, you're a wuss. Yeah, why you don't want to fly high? I said, because it's windy. I only want to fly to 100 feet up. That's it. I don't want to fly 300 or 400 feet and the gust of wind takes it away. And that's what happened because she's egging me on. And the minute I lost the drone, I looked at her and I cursed the hell out of her. And I threw the remote on the floor and I just walked away. I called her like a whole bunch of stuff. I said, because of you, now you don't have a fucking drone. And and my son was there. And my son just looked at her and went like this. Because she does that. She does that. She does that. Like she'll like bing, 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 bing. I gotta take a walk. I take a walk. Sometimes I just go take a walk because I rather than me go off, I take a walk. And then I sit down with my son, explain to him that your mom is like this, and I don't. And he said, Papa, I understand, Papa. I know, Papa. Papa, I understand, Papa. Sometimes I gotta take a walk. And that's what she does. So that's how I lost my drone. I was flying all my drone was fine. I was gonna make a video on the antennas on the roof. I was learning because I was still learning how to fly the drone. So she comes in. Oh, why you a wuss? You didn't fly so low. Why don't you go take it out all the way up there? I want to go. I said, because first of all, it's windy. It's not a GPS drone. I'm still learning. I only had it for a few days. And she just, and I said, I cranked that shit up. And shit went really high. I was like, and all of a sudden the wind started. I said, whoa, 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 whoa. And it disappeared. I was like, no. I was so angry. Oh my God. And it's not an expensive drone. It's not like one of those, they were talking about $30 drone. $30. But I was still learning how to fly it, I was still learning the little, little to keep it steady, to do what I wanted to do. Plus, it was kind of windy that day, and I kept telling her, it's windy. You can't. No, but you just a wuss. I'm saying, are you kidding me? So I fell for her. I fell for the. She egged me on. That's what happened. Funny story, but true. And that's what she does. She does that in a lot of, no filter. Like Storms Radio said, no filter. That's her. Mhm. Even her sister-in-laws are like that. Sometimes we'll go to a get-together, and like I know some of them don't care for me, but they come up to me, hug me. Hi, Danny. I hope you're doing well. Yeah, thank you. Good to see you. I'm being diplomatic, and she just starts like picking little things. I'm like, can you just relax? Because I don't want to be there in the first place. But she drags me there, and then she acts like that. That's what gets under my skin, you know. And my son don't want to be there. Like we had to get together over here after coming all the way from Virginia. We had to make a stop over here, and I was tired. I was like, but I sucked it up, and I was there for a couple of hours, get together, and I'm telling you, anyway. Yeah, it was 2.4 gigahertz. Why? It was one of those. It was like a $30 one. It was I forgot the brand. Oh man, I remember the brand. It was a nice. It was a good beginner drone because it had the camera. I put an SD card in there. It was recording. It did a nice little video for me. And then like 2 days later, I wanted to. I was flying it. So it was like 3 days later or 4 days later. I had it. I had it for about 3 or 4 days, maybe 5 days, 4 days, whatever. And that day I was flying it. She's out there and she starts. Why you fly so low? Why didn't you go high? Why you a wuss? I was like, because it's windy. Stop being a wuss. Let it fly. Take chances. Like she does things like that. She really like eggs me on. She egged me on to some of that stuff. I'm like, are you serious? And so I just said, you know what? I'm gonna crank it out. Here you go. I took it higher. I took it high. Then the gust of wind took it away. I was like, no. Oh my God! I wanted to kick rocks. I was so mad. Literally, I wanted to kick rocks. I was so mad. Oh my God. No, I didn't laugh. I was angry. I was so mad. And then I went up the hill. After that, I went up the hill. I went all the way up the hill, climbed up that mountain. I went up there looking for it. I was just like a dummy looking for it and getting all these mosquito bites. I mean, looking for it. Oh, I hope I can find it. I hope I can find it. Yeah, I never found it again. And somebody has that drone right now with the video in it. There's a little SD card in that. I know somebody found it already, and they probably had the recording of me arguing with her. Like, can you please leave me alone? Yeah, I'm gonna crank it out. And so it went away, and you hear me, no! Oh my God. Oh God. And she does that. She eggs me on. She does it with a lot of things that I do. Oh my God. When you first meet someone and all that, it's a whole different thing. And then when you get married, but then after a few years, and now he's gonna be 10. Now it's like, oh man, I have to stay out of her way sometimes, cause she'll be like, like a viper. So I gotta be like, okay. Even the gardening, I did all that. She was supposed to help me out. She didn't help me out with it. I did all that shit by myself. With that gardening, I sweat over that stuff. I got bitten by bugs and all that, doing all that stuff. And she'll just come and say, oh, but you should have put it over here. But also, so that's all you can do to me. You could just say, can you put it here and here? That's it. You're not out there digging and putting the soil in there and putting the seeds in there and doing it. It's just likes the point. Oh my God. Yeah, it's lost. It's in the vault. Yeah. Marriages, unfortunately, people have been killed here because you have rivalry. I know it's stupid. It's hooliganism and all that. How people act. Yeah. Tasso, I see this Ratty radio on Amazon for $27. The RF A86. I have to look. I'll check that one out later. But right now, I don't want to buy Ratty radio. I'm done with them. I contact this is like this literally the second time I contacted them, and you know that's another thing why compelled me to buy this rig. I thought about buying another. I thought about buying the amplifier for the G90, and but at that point, with all the accessories built in, it was approaching the price of this rig. So I said, I'm not gonna spend all that money just for another Zygu rig and all that stuff. I said, I'm gonna get what I want to get. So I'm very happy that I picked the FT991A. Very happy I picked that rig as my next. No, she doesn't care about the FAA. She doesn't care about that. I still would have called the same name. Storms radio. Mine is a DJI Mini 2 SE. Mine is nothing like that. Cheap. I forgot the name. I forgot the brand. I just can't remember what it was right now. It was not even $30. It was like $29 I spent on it from Amazon. But I bought it because it had good reviews. It was just one to learn how to. It was no GPS, but it had a camera. It had and you can put an SD card on it. It does have Wi-Fi. If I want to see on the smartphone, if I want to see it on the smartphone, but I didn't want that. I just went up there and let it record and brought it out. I didn't want it to do. I was learning it, and then eventually I will go on to the next one. But when you have somebody egging you on, calling you a wuss and all that, it doesn't help. So now the one that I have now, I didn't buy that one. That one she got it because I think she earned points in her job. Some kind of they do some shopping thing that they earn points. So she claimed that drone, but that one is a lot more complicated drone because that one needs to be synchronized. That one needs to be synchronized, and the GPS has to be. And that one, when I try to do it here, because the ground is not level, and I don't know, it didn't want to synchronize. And if the GPS is not synchronized, it will not take off. It will not turn on. So that one got me frustrated. I said, you know what? So it's been hanging up there ever since. Because my yard, it's elevated. So if for some reason the GPS doesn't work well, I don't know what it is. I got to the point where it was too frustrating, and I didn't buy that one. Like I said, we didn't buy that one. That one was given to her, and that one the reviews were awful. And I told her, I said, why did you even get this one? Did you even look at the reviews? So I know when I'm gonna buy one soon, but it's gonna be like I'm gonna start with an entry level one. Of course, I'm gonna fly it around when she's not around because she might egg me on again. Because I only want that one like to go high and show my antennas. If I go out to the field and show a little where I'm at, that's it. I don't want to go like 1,000 feet. I don't want to go that high with it. I just want to go like 100 feet up or something, maybe a couple of 100 feet the most. That's it. I don't want to do nothing crazy with it. Just want to learn. I want to get my feet wet on it. And she just like. Oh my God. Yeah. Tasso, it has VHF as well, but people's reviews said that because the tuning steps are present at 25 kilo, you won't be able to hear most RAM repeater. Which one? Oh, that one, the Ratty. Yeah, I don't know about that. I don't know anything about that. Because I heard the RF919 has issues with VHF, UHF. Oxford Shortwave. I think he just bought that radio. The Ratty RF919. He did an unboxing. I did not see it, but I noticed on my updates that he just got that. So I'm gonna wait till he makes a review on it to see if. But I'm not gonna buy that radio anyway. But I think he's gonna point all that stuff out. He's pretty honest with reviews. So So he bought that. He paid out of his pocket. He bought the Ratty RF919. So I would watch his videos. You know, I think he's in an unboxing a couple of days ago. So he's gonna be testing out that radio. So you'll know from him if that radio is worth anything. But I don't have that radio. I know Dan Robinson had that radio. He bricked his. He did an update, firmware update, and it bricked it completely. So I don't know. I'm not buying that radio. I'm not buying any of the Ratty radios. I'm not a fan of them. I think they're all gimmicky. But let me see what Oxford says about that radio for you. But I don't want to buy it anyway. I broke the bank with this one, and I'm happy with I'm gonna be. So I'm not buying another radio for a while. Any radio that's gonna be in this shack for now is gonna be the company's gonna send it to me, or that's it, or somebody donates me a radio. But I'm done with buying radios. This is my last. This is the one. My last major purchase was gonna be a transceiver, and I bought it, and that's it. But I'll look at it, but I'm not crazy about the Ratties. All these Ratties, I'm not crazy about them. They look too gimmicky for me. Especially when you do the thing with the smartphone app. That's just a gimmick. Yeah. Let me go over here. Capability, yeah. VHF, yeah. Storm's radio, my ex-wife has that, was like that, no filter, and yeah, she does it in public, and it really annoys me. And sometimes she puts me in an awkward position. You know. Storm's radio and cat. My first drone did that, but it wasn't built for altitude like my DJI. Yeah, it was out of range of the 2.4 gig. Yeah, exactly. This is what I had. Now the one that I had was 2.4 Wi-Fi. 2.4 gigahertz. And she kept begging me. I kept telling her, this is not, it's gonna go out of range very quickly. It's, Wi-Fi is not like, wuss. Yeah, wuss. I said, she doesn't understand the technicalities of the Wi-Fi signal, all the variables, all the noise. Like, she doesn't understand all that. Even though me and her have the same college degrees, on a technical level, we're not the same. I'm gonna say that just because you have a degree doesn't make you the smartest person in the world. I'm gonna leave it at that. And I'm not knocking. I'm just saying in general. I know a lot of people that have degrees. They're not very technical people. Even though they have technical degrees, they're the most untechnical people. Okay, I'm gonna leave it at that. Tasso, I like to get a telescope. Danny, any suggestions? Well, first thing you got to look into is what kind of because I have a telescope here, and it was a cheap one. It was like $49. It was on sale. The regular price of this telescope is about $130, whatever. It's a National Geographic one that was on sale on Sam's Club. It was on sale for $49. It's a nice little telescope. It's a nice telescope. It's not a Dobsonian or anything like that. Those telescopes are a lot more expensive. But the problem that I have here is I have too much light pollution. They call it light pollution. Too many street lights. There's one area of my yard that's very, very dark. That one I can probably, view a couple of things. Like in my backyard, I've seen Jupiter with 4 moons. You can see Jupiter and there's like 4 moons. I got to see that in my backyard. But everything else is hard because I have a lot of light here. And you live in a city. So you're going to have the street light. So that's the problem you're going to have right off the bat. Looking at the moon is no problem. Looking at the moon, even when there's a lot of street light, is no big. But when you want to start looking at deep space objects, you need to find an environment that's very, very dark. Like maybe drive to a park where there's no lights. Like in my case, now that telescope, if I lived in the country where it's pitch black in my yard, that telescope will perform a lot better. And that's a $49 telescope. But that telescope normally is about $149, but it was on sale. And that's because that's still considered entry mid-level, like mid-level. It's not, you know, and she bought that for Sam's Club so we could play around with it. Now, if I was real serious about it, I would get something like man, there's a guy. I think what's his name? Glenn Dansler. I think he knows about telescopes. I think Glenn Dansler is the one I mentioned about telescopes. So something like a Dobsonian, they pronounce it Dobbs. Bigger. The bigger the better. Obviously, the bigger the lens, the bigger the you can more I believe it's more light. The bigger the better. So the one that I have, I believe is I don't. It's upstairs. I can't remember the top of my head. Let me look it up. I'm gonna look it up so you can see the one that I have. Let me look it up. National Geographic telescope. I think the one that I have is the. Trying to remember. Take care, Marriott DX. Yeah, I'm gonna. Let me see. I'm trying to remember which one I have. I think it's this one. Yeah, I have this one. Here we go. They have it in Walmart for $99. But I think you get it less. I have this one, Marriott. This is the one I had, the exact one. Oh, sorry. So that's the one I have. But I paid $49. I think it was on sale for $49.99. It was a clearance in Sam's Club. So and it has a smartphone mount. You see that it has suction cup in it. You can put your phone there, and so for the moon it's good. Like for the moon it's fine. You see how it looks there? The moon, you can take pictures of the moon like that, video, whatever. This is the viewfinder. This is just a viewfinder. This guy, infrared viewfinder, whatever. Has a little red light. This is, I think, carbon fiber. It's a nice telescope for the price. So entry level, something like this one is very good. It was very easy to assemble. It has a compass right there. Mine, I think, came off. My compass fell off. I got to glue the compass there. But of course, these are not the ones that you punch in the coordinates and it does it for you. No, this one you have to find the. But I use this in combination with the smartphone app Stellarium. When I want to locate stuff in the sky, I open up my smartphone app. There's a program called Stellarium. You look up in the sky, and it tells you where everything is at, and you just point the telescope at it. And that's how I found Jupiter, because I don't know Jupiter from one end to the other. I use Stellarium. Jupiter's right there. Okay, I pointed this to Jupiter. I found it. I was like, wow, look at Jupiter. With the so this is the one I have. So let me see if you can get it for less. Anyway, that's the price. They have one on eBay. Somebody selling used one. Amazon has it on sale. Oh no, that's a smaller one. That's not the one. Yeah, so Walmart. That's the price, $99. It might have been. I don't think it was 40. I think it was 69. My bad. I think it was 69 when I know it was like around 69. See, the regular price is 130. Regular price is 138. So that's the regular price, 139. So this one. National Geographic. So yeah, this is the one I have. So you get the eyepieces, you get all that. Okay, you get all that. You get the smartphone adapter right there. So this is the one I have. Yeah. I mean, you can still look at the moon. I seen, of course, the moon. You can see it very close with this one. Also, Jupiter. I seen Jupiter on this one. Um, I seen a couple of stars with it, but I had to find a spot that was really dark. There's one spot in my yard that is very dark, and of course, you got to do it on a clear night. So not every night is gonna be clear. You have to wait till the night is. You have clear sky that helps. So yeah, Glenn Dansler is the he's the expert. But at entry level, this is okay for entry level. This is a good entry level one to get started. And then if you're more serious, like eventually I would like to get something more. But for the environment that I live in, I'm happy with this one. Of course, if we ever we ever move to another place where have a lot of area where or found a local area park that is very dark and safe for me, because I gotta be safe. Then I will get something. But this one, I seen Jupiter with this one, with the Jupiter with the four moons. I with this one, I did it with this one. All right. And speaking of calling, here we go. Hello. Okay, hold on. Sorry, I'm on a live stream here. Hold on. Let me walk over here. Yeah. Yeah. All right. And the business call. Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna wrap it up in a few minutes. I've been out for 2 hours and 37 minutes anyway. Yeah. So this is one I will look into. It's $99. It's because that's a good price. It's still a good price, $99. I like mine. I'm very happy with mine. So I'm gonna read a couple of things and I'm gonna wrap it up because yeah. So yeah. So that's the answer to your question, Tassel. Storms Radio. I would say, dear, do you realize that? Yeah, I know. FAA, I know. He doesn't care. Just leave it at that. Yeah. Yeah, he may surface one day. Yeah, exactly. Storms Radio. Yeah. Learn on the cheaper models. Exactly. That's what I was trying to do. I was using that one to learn how to use the drone before I buy something very expensive like a DJI or whatever company that Mavis. I forgot. I know there's some big, real high end ones, but I just wanted to. I just wanted to fly so where I could see my antenna, maybe the end fed to point, to pan the camera to the end fed, and that's about it. I wasn't gonna go. I don't want to go super duper high with it. I don't want to do anything like that. But she egged me on, and I lost the drone. Meredith X, spot on. Qualifications mean nothing unless you can prove yourself. Yeah, I know. Storms Radio. I live on the edge of nowhere. LOL. The backyard is in the upper section of a property that's perfect for stargazing and listening to DX dark as a dungeon up here. Cool. Yeah. I only have one spot that's very dark, but unfortunately, there's a big tree that kind of covers the sky. So I'm working on that. I'm looking into cutting a few branches from that tree. but I have to be careful. Actually, I'm looking into ordering a long pole saw. I seen one from Vivor. It's a long pole saw. I think it's like 27 feet. A long pole with a curved saw, and you could just cut down the branches from up there. Because I can't reach all the way up there, and I have a couple other things. So I'm thinking about using that one. I seen that on TikTok. I may look into something and cut some of the branches because the problem is it's covering part of the sky on that particular side of the backyard. So I need to cut those branches. And I think that part of the sky, once I cut those branches, it opens up more of the sky at night so I can do some more stargazing. Right now, I have a small area where I can do stargazing in the backyard. That's it. Yeah. So take care, Mary the Dexter. Yeah. So Tasso says, yeah, I like it in an entry, mid entry. I think this one is fine. This one because you need to learn the little intricacies of the telescope, especially when you're dealing with the viewfinder, things like that. And this one is not that it's not like I know Glenn will agree with me. This is not a Dobsonian where you have to do some other stuff. This one you could just set this one outside and point it and just, you know, it's not complicated. Of course, when I was a kid, we didn't have apps like Stellarium. Now with Stellarium, you can locate anything on the sky. With Stellarium, the app, download the app and try it out first. Even with the naked eye, you can see stuff. With Stellarium, it's fascinating. You can see like the brightest object in the sky is like Jupiter. Now, when I look up in the sky, I can see now. Okay, that's Jupiter because it's very bright. Usually, the planets are a little more brighter sometimes than the stars. So now, for example, when we're outside, my son looks up at the sky and he sees that bright thing. He said, "Papa, that's Jupiter, right?" And I said, "Yeah, that's probably Jupiter." And then I'll verify it with Stellarium. And he'll be like, "Yeah, that's Jupiter." And Saturn and Venus. Sometimes there's nice that they're all in the same area. Like there's nice that you can have Jupiter, Venus is not far away, and then maybe I'm not Jupiter and Saturn, and then Venus maybe not far. You know, I had a couple of nights where I could have, but definitely Jupiter on this one. I have not used it much. I only used it a couple of times, but I plan to bring it out there. I usually go out there in the fall when the weather's nice and cooler, when there's no mosquitoes out there, or in the winter time, if it's not freezing cold, I'll go out there with this. But right now in the summertime, I won't go out there. Also in the summertime, you got haze. You have haze. So that actually all that, I know Glenn Danson will agree with me. I believe that haze, any type of, can affect the quality when you watch it, when you're looking at it. You really want to be on a clear, I mean, like the best time is a clear sky, of course. Maybe when the weather's cooler, the air's drier. That's when you really want to, when you really want to be out there stargazing. My opinion. Yeah. So Tasso said he'll look into it for sure. I'm just curious. I know another one. So I have that one. And yeah. Light pollution is an issue in a lot of major cities and all that. Even here. And Storm Jada said that's a nice telescope. Yeah, it is a nice telescope. I like it. And Glenn Nestler's talking to Tasso about that. And they're talking to each other. I think he'll have fun. Oh, for your nephew? Yeah, that's cool. Yeah. Yeah, exactly, Paul. When you have those wildfires and all that, that affects all that stuff. All that haze affects viewing because that's another layer that's preventing you from seeing further. Especially this one. I read the reviews on this one. This one you can't see some deep space objects, but you have to really be in a dark environment. It has to be very, very dark, so you can see a couple of. And I saw the reviews on this one. Some of them have samples, like nebulae, those deep space stuff. You can see it with this one, but you really have to be in a good, optimal night sky environment. You know, it's not the best, but yeah. So you agree with me? Okay. So yes, Danny, late fall and winter is the best viewing. Exactly, because there's no haze. The air's a lot drier. You get more, a lot more clear nights. In my opinion, again. You know, right now summertime is too hazy, and stuff like that. And plus, in my case, being out there, mosquitoes and all that, yeah, they eat me alive. Yeah. So for your nephew, yeah, I think he'll have fun. Yeah, especially the moon. You know, the moon. Yeah, the moon is the you see the moon. Other objects too. Yeah. Yeah. So I'm gonna sign off now. So yeah, I'm gonna sign off now. 2 hours and 45 minutes in the books. I'll be back sometime tomorrow. Because the last couple of days here before August, and then I'm gonna go on my break from the channel for the remaining August, and be back before Labor Day or something. So a couple of more days. I'll do a live stream tomorrow. Then I'll probably do another one on Monday and so on. I'm gonna see if I post a video tonight or so. I will do I have to do my update video. I have to do a review on this one soon. Also, I want to do a review on this one. I have to sit down and do takes on that. And of course, I'll keep you updated on the new rig, the Yaesu FT991A. And also, other stuff. So I'll keep you informed. So there you go. So thank you for watching, everybody. I'll see you on the next one. See you tomorrow, or see you soon. Tomorrow, most likely. Good night, everybody. Bye-bye.